When you're chosen, empathic, gifted spiritually, some people don't attack you directly, they attack your perception. They rewrite, or they try to rewrite your reality through your five senses. This is not done because you're weak, because your senses are gateways. They can't control unless you let them. There's a kind of virtual reality people build around you, not with technology, but with intention and manipulation. People who feel threatened by you will control the visuals around you, not literally, but emotionally and socially. They want you surrounded by discouragement, chaos, or disrespect, so you see yourself smaller than you really are. They want you watching their reactions instead of being on your path or on your way to your destiny. Their goal is to distort your vision so you doubt your own path. They'll try to feed your mind with contradiction, little whispers, backhanded compliments, and doubt disguised as concern. They speak to you in ways designed to interrupt your inner guidance. And this goal is simple. If they can get inside your ears, they can get inside your choices. They want you real tense and tight and unsettled because they know energy is physical as well. And people working against you will create environments where your body feels unsafe, even if nothing dangerous is happening. Your chest will feel tight. Your back will feel heavy. Your breath will become shallow, have difficulty breathing. It's psychological warfare delivered through your body. They want your nervous system on edge so your intuition gets all scrambled. See, they'll use your atmosphere to shift your emotional state. Your sense of smell is tied to memory and instinct, and they create atmospheres, tension, hostility, fake harmony, fake friendships that will trigger emotional memories, but that's only to throw you off. They want the air around you to carry confusion. They want to dull your appetite for what feeds you. You stop reading your Bible. You no longer meditate. You no longer go to your place of worship as usual. You no longer get mentored. You just stop craving what you need as a spiritually gifted individual, right? Because they want you to lose your taste for your purpose, your calling, and your confidence. And they want, I have to say this again, I know you hear me saying it for the second time. They want you full of doubt so you stop feeding your gifts. A chosen one's senses are not weaknesses, they are spiritual instruments. You don't just see, you discern. You don't just hear, you detect. You don't just feel, you interpret. You don't just smell, you sense the atmosphere. And you don't just taste, you hunger for truth. Their virtual reality dissolves the moment you trust yourself, your God given gifts, your internal world, more than their external performance. Some people attack you by force, others attack you with silence. But the most dangerous ones, they attack you through your senses. They don't touch your life directly. They tamper with how you experience it. So they try to bend what you see, distort what you hear, interpret what you feel to make you feel or believe that your interpretation of something was misconception or misperception, right? Because they change the atmosphere around you because their intention is to drain your hunger for your purpose. They know you have purpose even if you don't tell them because of who you are and your presence. They know you're meant for something greater, right? And oftentimes they're trying to figure it out. And this is the unseen virtual reality that's built around spiritually gifted individuals, not with devices, but with intent. And if you ever wonder why chaos seems to erupt the moment you get clarity, why your body reacts before your mind does, why certain people feel like delays, they're staticky, they're causing delays. And the moment they walk into the room, they're causing it because it's because they're trying to rewrite your sensory truth. Chosen ones walk through life with heightened awareness. You pick up what other people pretend not to notice. Your senses don't just function, they translate. You don't just see, you recognize. You don't just hear, you detect. You don't just feel, you interpret. You don't just smell, you pick up atmosphere. And you don't just taste, you hunger for truth. And that is exactly why certain people try to interfere with them. Your senses are sacred territory, and anyone working against you knows that the fastest way to disrupt a spiritually gifted individual is to distort what they take in. They build a false world around you, hoping you'll adapt to their confusion. But you weren't made to adapt. You were made to discern. They want to interrupt what you see, not literally, but psychologically, right? So they surround you with people who underestimate you, environments that dim you, reactions that shrink you, situations designed to make you second guess. Because if they can influence the scenes in front of you, they can influence the story you tell yourself. So pay attention. Whenever certain people enter your life, your vision of your future gets blurry. Not because you lost direction, but because their presence carries confusion. And they do this on purpose because they want you to stare at failure long enough to forget your calling. But here's what they don't realize: your sight is not limited to the physical because you're spiritually gifted by God. So you see with memory, instinct, and an inner knowing. And their distractions don't stand a chance against your insight once you stop accepting their staged reality as truth. People who work against you rarely use direct confrontation. They whisper, they hint, they plant ideas, they talk in circles that sound like care but land like sabotage. They say things like, "Are you sure? You're reading too deep." They make you feel like you're better than other people. They want you to know that they feel that way about you. And these are not conversations, these are interferences. Because if they can get inside your ears, they can get inside your choices. But you have to understand this. Not every voice is meant for your path. Some voices exist to quiet your steps. Chosen ones have to learn the discipline of sacred hearing, knowing when to listen, when to ignore, and when to walk away mid sentence. Your hearing was never meant to carry their insecurities. Your body reacts before your mind catches up. You walk into a room and your shoulders tense. You sit near someone and your stomach drops. You hear a tone and your breath changes. This is not anxiety, this is recognition. People working against you create atmospheres that pressure your nervous system. They want your body to feel unsafe. They need you to become unhinged, clinically, mentally ill, unsound, so your spirit will feel uncertain. And if, being that you're gifted, your body is a radar. Your reactions are not random, they're messages. So overthinking doesn't save you. Honoring what your body tells you does. Some people don't need to speak to influence you. They call the air the moment they arrive. Your sense of smell is tied to memory and to instinct. And while it's subtle, it's powerful. People working against you, they create tension that wasn't there 5 minutes ago, a heaviness that doesn't belong to you, a discomfort that feels familiar and you claim is yours. They're trying to alter your emotional atmosphere so you lose clarity, you become unstable. But chosen ones can detect the temperature of a room instantly. You know when something is off, even when everything looks normal. This is spiritual intelligence disguised as instinct. And the taste isn't just physical, it's symbolic. It's about your cravings, your passion, your direction. People working against you want you to lose your appetite for your destiny. So they'll overwhelm you until you have nothing left for your calling. They'll distract you until you forget your mission. If you say that you attend Bible study, or a certain day you attend services, another day you have counseling or mentoring, and you can't do certain things, you'll have a boss that will intentionally try to drain your energy to taint your spirit. They'll criticize you until you stop pouring into yourself. They'll say, "Why don't you come out? You act like you don't like anyone. You're going to have to be a part of everything." I had a boss tell me that he wanted me to be friends with a coworker because she was coming up. And I said I didn't mind. And then he said, "You need to start being more friendly and get friends because you are not going to make it by yourself." So they'll exhaust you until your ambition feels heavy. And this is spiritual starvation. But chosen ones don't survive off attention. They don't survive off of praise or approval. So basically, I didn't do it, right? And they got me later. They did some heavy stuff against me. But I was not going to take someone up into my spirit that God told me no. And you survive off your purpose. I knew that was not my purpose. Someone else can mentor that one. That was not my purpose. My spirit said no. And it saved me later. And the moment you start feeding your spirit again, their whole interference collapses. Here's what they never understood. You were never dependent on outside cues. Your senses come from within. Your sight is internal, your hearing is spiritual, your touch is instinctual. Your atmosphere sense is ancestral. Your hunger comes from your mission. They can attempt to build a world around you, but they can't touch the world within you. A chosen one's senses sharpen under pressure. Confusion becomes clarity. I would do and perform my best under pressure. Manipulation becomes detection. Interference becomes discernment, and their false reality becomes your awakening. See, they wanted to disorient you. They want you disoriented, but you're becoming precise. They want you blind, but you're becoming clear. They want your senses overwhelmed, but they awaken the exact abilities they feared. Your senses were never entry points for their attacks. They were checkpoints for elevation. And the moment you trust them fully, no one can rewrite your reality again. Thank you for visiting my channel. Stay covered, stay conscious, and stay undefeated. And I will see you on the next one.